All right, this is Bereshith, which is Genesis. Before we begin, if you're considering marriage, this is some good series to take a look at, some good scriptures to take a look at, to kind of see the kind of situations that married couples deal with in the past, or dealt with in the past, and it's kind of happening today still. So you can kind of apply it today. So that's some things to look at. And also, this is not like a read along just for scriptures. I'm not doing this just to read every scripture and just just go from there. If you're interested in that, I highly recommend just getting the Bible or getting the Bible app and let that play. Otherwise, it'd be some reading, some quick stops, some key points, and then just keep going. So that's just gonna be the basis of all the series here. Just kind of help you with your study and just give you things to talk about with your pastors rather than just going there and not having things to say, or your deacons, ushers, other church members, things like that. All right, chapter 21 of Bereshith, we have the name of God right there, visited Sarah as he has said, and we have the name of God right there, did for Sarah as he has spoken. So right away, we see God visited Sarah, and he did for her as he had spoken. So, verse 2, so Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age at the appointed time of which Elohim had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son who was born to him, whom Sarah bore to him, Yishak. So, in his old age, at the appointed time was him in old age. All right. At that point in time, God had spoken to him. She conceived and bore a child. So, God fulfilled his promise. This is the name they given him. That's going to be an important name to remember. And then especially in the next years when we talk about man, you want to remember that. So verse 6, and Sarah said, Elohim has made me laugh, and everyone who hears of it laughs with me. And she said, who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? For I have borne him a son in his old age. Again, she brings up old age here. Did she doubt? Did she doubt that God was going to fulfill his promise and that they were going to have children because he was old, that he couldn't reproduce? Maybe she thought that, things wasn't working in old age. No, that's some old people that can still have children. But do they take care of their bodies? Do they stay in shape? Are they looking to have children? These are things, are they doubting what God can do? So this is for them though, all right? All right, as we continue to go on, we're going to find out more. Also, just before we take off here, who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? So also, were other people doubting? Were they allowing other people in on their situations, telling them what God was going to do for them? And now they're doubting them as well, saying, man, Abraham is too old. Y'all too old. Y'all not going to have kids. So that can cause you to doubt as well within your marriage. So having too many people involved may not be a good thing. Verse 9. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Mizraim, whom she had borne to Abraham, mocking. So she said to Abraham, drive out this female servant and her son, for the son of this female servant shall not inherit with my son, with Yishak. All right, so that's a lot going on here. She's paying attention to the other son, as we see here. Saw the son of Hagar. Who is Hagar? If you go back to the previous series, you see that Sarah, Abraham listened to Sarah, his wife, to have a child with Hagar, thinking that the seed would come through that son. Maybe that could have been Sarah so confident in God, say, here, let's test this out. I know this is going to come through me. Let's try to have one with her and see what happened. We don't know. But we know that Abraham listened to Sarah. He didn't turn down Hagar saying, no, I only want you. No, he was cool with that. And he had that child. He was happy. Remember, he said that it was his sister, remember? So maybe that was a plan all along to get another woman. All right. So, but this is not what God planned. All right. Hagar, this is not part of God's plan. And remember, they dated differently back in these times. So that's another thing to take a look at. And then as we go further along, you'll find out more about, commandments and things about being close relatives. But we see that the son from Hagar was mocking Yishak. All right. Now, as we see now, She said to Abraham, Sarah did. Now, you remember, Sarah started to treat her harshly because she was despised, remember? So now, drive out this female servant and her son. They got to go. They can't stay here no more. I know that's your son. I know that's your baby mama, but they got to go. I ain't finna be dealing with this no more. She happy. She relieved. She got her son. That God promised. She got that kid. She ready to be a family, just them. All right, so that's a lot of things that go on with that. So if you're looking to get involved with a woman with kids, you got to remember, you know, her kid, she's looking at where the daddy at. All right, so Abraham is the key here. He's in the middle of all this. She said that the son of the female servant shall not inherit with my son, with Yishak. So he not finna get the promises that God gave to us. She excluding this one. He not finna be involved with that. All right, so that's key. Verse 11. And the matter was very evil in the eyes of Abraham because of his son. So this whole situation, the matter was very evil. These people knew good and evil back then, all right, even without the 10 Commandments, because they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Abraham labeled this situation as evil. So having two women with kids by them, not a good, multiple women for that matter, with multiple kids, that's not a good thing. So if you're out there doing that on purpose, that's something to take a look at. If not, you can be forgiven. You just need to stop. Otherwise, if you're not involved in this religion, but you may be involved with other religions that's cool with it, I'm not judging, all right? Verse 12. But Elohim said to Abraham, let it not be evil in your eyes because of the boy and because of your female servant. Whatever Sarah has said to you, listen to her voice, for in Yishak your seed is called. So now we see here the tables turn. Elohim, God, visited Sarah. All right, and now we see God's telling him, let this not be evil in your eyes because of the boy. Talk to him, this your son. You know what I'm saying? What Abraham gonna say now? That's his son, the boy. All right. Your female servant, your baby mama. All right, you see what's going on here? This your problem, Abraham. My promise is coming to Yishak. You started this. All right, and then he also said, whatever Sarah has said to you, listen to her voice. Like he a kid. Whatever she tell you to do, you do it. Like she his mama now. She had Yishak. This is the seed where God promises is coming through Yishak, right? If Abraham never had this child over here with Hagar, listen to his wife. If he never listened to his wife and had that child with Hagar, this whole situation never would have happened. Just like in the garden, in the midst of the garden, if Adam never ate from what his wife gave him, all this would never happen. So this is kind of funny too. Some of y'all can talk about, laugh about. And this is if you got a female pastor, this is a good section to talk about, give y'all a lot of topics to go through. I know y'all women would love that. So verse 13, and of the son of the female servant, I also make a nation because he is your seed. So because he is your seed, all right, the female servant, your baby mama, he's still going to make a nation out of them. All right. So he still cares about them and loves them. It's just not, the promises is not coming through them. So it's just, that's what he did. God still cares for Abraham. He loves him. All right. So we get that. And Abraham rose early in the morning and took bread and a skin of water, which he gave to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, also the boy, and sent her away. And she left and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba, and the water in the skin was used up. And she placed the boy under one of the shrubs. All right, so we see here, gave her a little care package. That's all he had. Here goes some bread, here goes some water. Y'all straight. All right, y'all got to go. I'll see you later. That's it. The boy, the son, he once said he wanted this son, to have the promises come through him. Why not use him? No, God chose this one. So now he got to deal with all this now. He can't take care of her. His wife don't want him there now. He got to listen to his wife. Do with your wife. This same thing he did Remember the messenger told Hagar to go back and listen to your master, to listen to Sarah. She had to humble herself. He doing the same. Listen to your wife. He just like Hagar in a way. All right, so remember, he also said that the son of Hagar was going to be a wild man. So now he's living in the wilderness. We see that now. That is key. Everything God has said is coming true. That's key. So when you think about life, why worry or fear? Why worry or fear? We're gonna see more about that soon. All right. So the water was used up, so they don't have no water now. All right. So they drunk all the water. The water was used up. He's under one of the shrubs. She placed the boy under the shrub. All right. Verse 16. And she went and sat down about a bow shot away, for she said, let me not see the death of the boy. And she sat opposite him and lifted her voice and wept. So again, and the water in the skin was used up, and she placed the boy under one of the shrubs. So she thinking they about to die. They're in the wilderness. They don't got no food, no water. It's all gone. I mean, that's all he gave them for that trip. You expect that to last a whole lifetime. Probably ain't got enough money. You see he keep lying and said that it's his sister, you're my brother type thing. And they getting more, things from these sovereign lands that they're going to. What you see, he said that matter was evil. So it's a lot going on. He got to be able to protect and provide like God. So verse 17, and Elohim heard the voice of the boy, and the messenger of Elohim called to Hagar from the heavens and said to her, what is the matter with you, Hagar? Do not fear, for Elohim has heard the voice of the boy where he is. Arise, lift up the boy and hold him with your hand, for I make a great nation of him. And Elohim opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the skin with water and gave the boy a drink. And Elohim was with the boy, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took a wife for him from the land of Mizraim. So, that was a lot going on there. But as we can see, God opened the eyes of his mother. Was she blind before? That's key. Open her eyes. What does that mean? Ask your pastors, ask your deacons, ask other church members, see if they have the answer to that. See if God speaks to them and give you the answer. What did it mean right here? He opened her eyes and she saw a well of water. Was she blind? She didn't see that there before? They sitting there by a tree. She thinking about to die and there's water right there. What's going on? All right. And Elohim was with the boy. Even though this is not the child that God promises through, he's still with him. So no matter where you are, no matter your situation, God still hears us. He heard his cry. All right. He heard his cry. He heard the voice of the boy where he is. All right. Told her, arise, lift up the boy and hold him with your hand, for I make a great nation of him. Like she didn't want to hold him or love him or nothing like that. And he's still going to make a great nation out of this child. Just treat him like nothing. The boy. Like nothing, right? Also, he dwelled in the wilderness and became an archer. What are archers? What do archers do? Find out what they do, find out their lifestyle, find out if they're going to be in shape. Do you have to be big to be an archer? Were archers big? What size were archers back then? What type of training did they do? Think about that. And then also she took a wife for him from the land of Mizraim, where she's from. His mother wanted a woman from the same land from where she's from. So that's interesting. All right, that's key there. Did he want a woman like his mother, or from the same land, the same kind of culture, lifestyle, upbringing, same type of foods? You may not eat the same as someone from the other side of the country or the world. You know what I mean? Y'all may not have the same taste buds. That's going to be key. He probably likes the same food, the same thing. They get along easy. May not look like his mother, but similar qualities, all right? And then again, the wilderness, he's living in the wilderness, became an archer. Another key point, God gave them water. He provides for those, all right? God bless. Series 10.